Now consider the exchange rate. Now what is exchange rate? As we discussed earlier also, exchange rate is the price of foreign currency in terms of domestic currency. So suppose dollar is the foreign currency and rupees is the domestic currency. So exchange rate, if exchange rate is denoted by small e, then E is equal to rupees divided by dollar. That is what is the price of $1 in terms of rupees. So if we say, for example, if we say that E is equal to rupees 70 per dollar, that means the value of $1, the price of $1 in terms of domestic currency rupees is 70. And this is called the nominal exchange rate. This exchange rate is called the nominal exchange rate. Now E can rise, E can fall. So the nominal exchange rate may rise, it may fall. Now suppose initially E was rupees 70 per dollar and now E changes to rupees 80 per dollar. That means the price of $1 is now higher. Initially it was rupees 70, now it is rupees 80. So the price of $1 has increased. So therefore the price of dollar has been increased in terms of rupees. So we can say that the domestic currency has been devaluated. So in this case, if the exchange rate increases from rupees 70 to rupees 80, that means E is rising. The nominal exchange rate is rising. Then we will say that the rupees is devalued. But the price of dollar has been increased. So the price of dollar has been appreciated, but the price of rupees has been depreciated. So the price of the rupees is devaluated in this case when E is rising. So we will say that when E is rising, then there is a devaluation of the domestic currency. Okay, so in this case rupees is our domestic currency. So rupees is our domestic currency and dollar is the foreign country's currency, foreign currency. Now what is exchange rate? Exchange rate is rupees divided by dollar. Now initially exchange rate was rupees 70 per unit of dollar. Now it has become rupees 80 per unit of dollar. That means the value, this number has increased. The number is increased from rupees 70 to rupees 80. So then we will say that the domestic currency is devalued. There is a devaluation of the domestic currency, that is the devaluation of rupees. Okay. Now let us consider two different regimes of exchange rate. So two different exchange rate regimes. One regime is called the pegged exchange rate regime, and the other one is called floating exchange rate regime. So here the exchange rate is fixed. Exchange rate is fixed. But here in the floating exchange rate regime, the exchange rate is flexible and it is market determined. So it is determined by the market forces, by the demand and supply of the foreign exchange. But here the exchange rate is fixed. So let us first consider the floating exchange rate regime. So here we are considering E and here we are considering dollar. So here we are considering the price of the foreign currency, price of dollar, and that is the exchange rate. Price of dollar in terms of rupees, that is the exchange rate, and this is the dollar, the amount of dollar. So this is the demand curve for dollar and this is the supply curve of dollar. So initially S0 is the supply curve of dollar and D0 is the demand curve for dollar. So why D0 is negatively sloped? When the price of foreign currency increases, then automatically the demand for foreign currency declines. So that is why demand curve is negative. Demand for dollar curve is negatively sloped curve. And why the supply curve is positively sloped? Because when the price of the foreign currency is increasing, then automatically the supply of foreign currency is also increasing. So that is why the supply curve is upward rising. Now under the floating exchange rate regime, so here we are considering the floating exchange rate regime. So under the floating exchange rate regime, since the exchange rate is determined by the market forces, then the equilibrium exchange rate is determined here. So this E star is the equilibrium exchange rate and this is determined by the forces of demand and supply. And this is the total amount of foreign exchange that and this is the equilibrium amount of foreign exchange. Now suppose there is an increase in demand for dollar. Why there will be an increase in demand for dollar? Because when we are importing from outside, then we need the foreign exchange because we have to pay in terms of the foreign exchange. So that is why we need dollar in that case. So when demand for import is rising in a particular country, then demand for the foreign exchange in that country is also rising. So in that case, the demand for the foreign exchange, the demand curve for the foreign exchange shifts upward. So D0 shifts upward to D1. This happens when demand for import is rising. Now supply curve is the same, that is S0 is the supply curve and there will be no shift of the supply curve. Only demand curve for the foreign exchange shifts because there is an increase in the import demand. Demand for import is rising in this country. So that is why the countries need more amount of foreign exchange in order to pay to the foreign country. So therefore the demand for the foreign exchange is rising and that is why the demand curve is shifting upward. Now supply curve is this S0, the original supply curve, and the new demand curve is D1. And under the floating exchange rate regime, since the exchange rate is determined by the market forces, now the equilibrium is here. So the equilibrium point shifts from here to here. So then the new equilibrium exchange rate is E double star. So the exchange rate is increased from this E star level to E double star. So E is now rising here. So E rises here. E increases here. Now E rises means the rise of E means the devaluation of domestic currency. That is in our case devaluation of rupees. So when E is rising, that means the rupee is devalued. So this happens in the floating exchange rate regime. Now consider the fixed exchange rate regime. Now under fixed exchange rate regime, as we discussed, the exchange rate is not determined by the forces of market, by the forces of demand and supply. So now we are considering the fixed exchange rate regime. So now suppose we are considering this is demand curve for dollar and this is the supply curve of dollar. So here we are considering dollar, total amount of dollar demanded and supplied, and here we are considering the price of dollar, that is the nominal exchange rate. Now since we are considering the fixed exchange rate regime, then exchange rate is now determined by the market forces. So it is not necessary that the exchange rate is here. So suppose the exchange rate is fixed at this level. So this is suppose E naught. So this is below the equilibrium point. So equilibrium point is here. So but the actual exchange rate in the economy is E0 because we are in the fixed exchange rate regime, and under fixed exchange rate regime it is not necessary that exchange rate is determined at the equilibrium point of supply and demand curve. So exchange rate is fixed here. So this is fixed by the government. So at this point, when the exchange rate is here at E0, then what is happening to the demand and supply of dollar? At this level of exchange rate, as per this supply schedule, this is the total amount of supply of dollar. But as per the demand schedule, at this level of exchange rate, this is the total demand for dollar. So demand for dollar is greater than the supply of dollar at this level of exchange rate E0. So this is the excess demand for dollar. Now government will have to meet up this excess demand for dollar because the exchange rate cannot be increased or cannot be declined from this level because exchange rate is fixed by the government. So government will have to come in and government will have to meet up this amount of excess demand for dollar, and then only the exchange rate can be fixed at this E0 level. So at E0 level there is an excess demand for dollar. But if we are in the floating exchange rate regime, then there is no question of excess demand or excess supply of dollar because always the demand for dollar is equal to supply of dollar, because in that case under the floating exchange rate regime the demand for dollar and supply of dollar will be equated, and at equilibrium point the equilibrium exchange rate will be determined. But here it is not the case. In fixed exchange rate regime, the exchange rate is fixed below the equilibrium point, and to keep the exchange rate at this level, the government will have to intervene, and government will have to, if there is some excess demand for dollar, government will have to intervene in that case, and government will have to supply that excess demand for dollar to keep the exchange rate at this level.